9th. It's 6:32 p.m. On this committee, we have Councilors Sullivan, Ocasio, and Anderson Burgos, along with myself, Councilor Givner. Councilor Devine is not present. She may or may not join us on Zoom. All right. So we have a pretty full agenda, but everything looks pretty good. I will entertain an order or a motion.
Want to read your disclaimer in case she shows up?
We can, but she's not here. I was going to wait, but if you like. In case Councilor Devine shows up, I will entertain a motion to take a roll call vote that, for the purposes of this meeting, would be applicable to all motions to remove an item from the table, place items on the table, package items, or suspend the rules unless there is an objection.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. All right.
Motion to take up item number 1.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So item number 1 is a petition from Raul Montez of 33 Mountain View Street, Springfield, for a street vendor permit. And we have the application in front of us. And is Mr. Montez in the room or online?
Yes, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Hi. How are you,
Hello.
Mr. Montez?
I'm better now.
Okay, if you want to introduce yourself and the business you're applying to get a vendor permit for, please.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Raul Montez, and I already got most of my, I got all my permits actually. And I'm just been waiting, you know what I mean, patiently, and I just want to see if that you also, like, in the petition, like, you could extend me the time, because since I've been waiting for, and I pay for, like, for different departments in the city, so I could have my vendor for the city of Holyoke.
I understand. So the application is from April 30th. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, and I pay all those, and I have receipts and all that. I was also, if I could get extension for a couple of months. I'm also war veteran. I don't know if you guys have any aids for veterans, or disabled veterans like myself.
I don't know if we have control over extending your permit, honestly, but that's something we can talk about. I guess what I would be curious about is, I see here you want to have your location on High Street between Sargent and Cabot, and I do see that you have it Mondays to Saturdays. We would need the hours of operation as well.
Yeah, it's between in the morning from like 9 to like 5, between those hours.
Do we have some questions from the committee? I'd like to also mention that Councilor Bartley is in the chamber. Sorry about that, Councilor Bartley. High Street between Sargent and Cabot. Are there other businesses between Sargent and Cabot? Or is that in the parking
No.
lot right there?
I got a thing for DPW. I'm clear with DPW, and I talked to the guys there. So, and it's make sure there's no hazards or anything like that. He said I'm okay with him. I forgot the guy's name. I don't know if I forgot the guy's name.
Madam Chair?
Councilor Ocasio?
Yes, in that corner from Sargent and High Street, there's two, actually three, from corner to corner, four, really. There's the Spanish store in the corner of Sargent and High, and there's the liquor store is right like across the street. There's a barber shop right there, also close to the corner, and then Head Start in the other corner.
Oh, okay.
I see this gentleman there every morning at 9 o'clock. Yeah, because I go through there every morning.
Yeah, that's hard. I mean, I don't have a lot of questions about this. This seems like a pretty typical hot dog cart. Counselor Sullivan, did you have anything?
Like, as a, I'm looking at the application from Tim Rivers, but I don't see that's been stamped or see anything where the Board of Health is approving it. I see something from
From the permit
Oasis
holder?
Races, I don't know what that has to do with anything.
What's the association with Nuestras Raíces, Mr. Where are you? I don't even see you now. Mr. Bontes.
The basically the Raíces is a place where you need like a what is it, a certified kitchen. And so I'm just trying to meet the standards and stuff like that. Because the Board of Health, they require us to, have a certified kitchen when you become like one of those.
Right.
Uh,
But I think-
I basically had the from Board of Health. I already, I talked to one of the guys already because I'm partnered with somebody else that he's helping me on that corner. So maybe the lady Ocasio that she's mentioning, he's actually my partner.
Okay, I guess we're just curious as to why there's no signature from
I talked to
Tim
one of
Rivers.
the guys. Yeah. I talked to one of the guys. I just don't remember names. You know what I mean? Because I've been working on this since April.
Hello,
Hello.
I'm Luz Santana.
Hi, Miss Luz.
Hi, Luz. Can you state your name and who you are and?
She's talking about a term.
Yeah. Because Miss Luz,
Luz
you're
Santana.
so you're not on this application, and the agenda item is
Yeah.
for Raul Montes. So I'm not sure.
Aquí el papel es para Raúl. No, no encontramos tu nombre aquí.
Here's-
Okay, my son is
Luz, un momento, Luz, por favor. Luz,
ajá,
estamos hablando con el señor, what's his name? What's his? Con Raúl Montes. So, dale un momento a los otros para llegar a ti, ¿ok?
okay,
Ok, gracias.
está bien, okay.
All right, I'm totally confused. I don't see a signature from the Board of Health, and I think that's necessary. Counselor Bartley?
Yeah, Madam Chair, I think you could probably go forward with this.
Yeah?
So long as you make it contingent upon the proper credentials being presented from the Board of Health, et cetera. I'm a touch bewildered. It sounds like he's been in business without a permit, but I mean, it sounds like the ship sailed. So you could just make it contingent upon the hours and a contingent upon the appropriate permits being granted for this applicant. Then you can go from there, okay?
Thank you, Counselor Bartley.
Thank you, sir.
I'm curious about the will of the body, because, I mean,
I'm
Counselor Anderson Burgos?
No, I'm just gonna. I'm good with Counselor Bartley's recommendation, so. Or not recommendations, the points he made, sorry. And we have heard back from the Board of Health, correct? That was.
We haven't.
So,
Counselor Sullivan?
yeah. Raul, what would be your hours of operation?
From
9 to
around
5.
9 to 5.
9 to 5?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I am seeing that a permit to occupy a public way has been approved and the fee paid to the DPW.
Right.
We have a permit application for a mobile food permit where the fee has not been paid. So I would make a motion then. I would make a motion that we approve the street vendor permit, okay, with the requirement of the approval of the permit application by the Board of Health and the payment of the fee, and that the hours of operation be, as stated there, 9 to 5, Monday through Saturday only.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Second.
All right, so the motion is to approve this application contingent upon the operating hours being Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and obtaining a signature from the Board of Health
And payment of fee.
and payment of fee to the Board of Health. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so we'll send this to the full council for their vote. Thank you, Mr.
Montes?
Montes.
Madam Chair?
Counselor Bartley?
Just sort of Chair, Mr. Montes,
Yes, sir.
this is Counselor Bartley. Can you go to the Board of Health tomorrow and get all this straightened out, please?
Okay.
It's a,
Yeah,
it's a City Hall annex, okay?
okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right,
Mr.
sir.
Monte, so this will be sent to the city council for vote next Wednesday.
All right.
So it'd be good if you had that in place before Wednesday.
Okay. All right.
All set?
Oh, yep, yep.
All right, thank you, Mr. Montes.
All right. Thanks.
Come on. Motion.
Motion to take a public hearing. Motion to take up item number 2, public hearing.
Open a public hearing.
Oh, close the public.
Motion is to take up and open the public hearing for item 2. I've heard a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So item 2 is a public hearing for a special permit application of Alan Finney for creation of the Finney Family Cemetery at 2 Finney Road. I have some communications on this, but I wanted to see if there's anyone online or in the chambers who'd like to speak on this special permit application. I don't see anyone online. I don't see anyone in the chambers who wants to speak on this. I would like to just share that the Finney family is waiting on professional drawings to be drawn up. So they thought they had everything they needed to move forward with this, but they don't. So they will be getting the professional drawings, and once that's done, they will be in for the public hearing again. So I would make a
Motion to table.
motion to close the public hearing,
Motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
or can we not close it because we have to continue it? Yeah.
We have to continue, yeah.
All right. So the motion is to continue the public hearing. Our next meeting is not scheduled. Jeffrey, what was our October meeting potential date?
I don't believe
didn't
we
have
talked
one.
about one yet.
Great.
I think we should,
You want to extend it?
we should extend it out, maybe give them 60 days.
We still need a date certain.
Yeah.
You want to do Monday, November 10th?
Um,
Or that's the day before Veterans Day, maybe.
I think we should do it on the next October meeting. Can we do Monday the 6th? of October?
That's open.
All right.
We've extended it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Let's give them a couple of months. I think we're just gonna land out, that's.
All right,
period of
great.
time.
So
Yeah,
any other
enough time.
November dates that you have available, Jeffrey?
Right now, they're all open.
All right.
We can't do the 3rd because it's the day before Election Day. The clerk will need chambers.
Right.
All right, let's do Monday the
10th,
17th.
17th, and
Perfect. So we'll do the 17th. So motion is to continue this public hearing to November 17th at 6:30 PM. Can I get a second or something?
So moved. Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so with that, this item is continued to November, what did we say? November 17th at 6:30 PM. Great, that's moving right along.
Motion to take up item number 3 and open the public hearing.
Second,
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So item number 3 is a public hearing for a special permit application for the home occupation of Robert Rose at 414 Hillside Ave, Suite 167, and this is for a custom fabrication shop. This has been continued from August 4th of this year. So far, I have some information regarding the 4.82 restrictions in our ordinance requirements, and I believe those are attached to the packet we received. Is Mr. Robert Rose here? Not in the chambers. Is Mr. Robert Rose online? Also no.
he did get the email today with the info and the Zoom link, and I know you mentioned at the last meeting it would be continued to today, but
Okay.
I haven't heard from him.
All right. So, is there anyone for this public hearing that would like to speak on this item? That's item 3, the home occupation at 414 Hillside Ave for a custom fabrication shop?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yes, my name is Charles Davignon.
Give us just a second to turn on the mic.
Thank you, David. All right, my name is Charles Davignon. I run Davignon Properties and Chatcat Realty out of 167 Main Street in Holyoke. And we own several properties around 414 Hillside Avenue. And one of the questions I have is, what do they mean by a fabrication shop? What are they planning to do there? That's a residential area.
Well, since the applicant is not here, he doesn't have a lot to share with us, but it's my understanding that he was not working on cars or anything, and that everything, all the full business would be contained in his garage. But other than that, I don't have a whole lot of information.
Okay. I'm just concerned. We own the property at 400 Hillside, 400,
Okay.
402, and the house right next door to us, which I think would be 408 or so. They have a garage in the back that they are doing a lot of automotive work. And further down the street, there's another house that's doing work. So I was just very concerned. And I also own property on Westfield Road off Merrick, and just concerned about what they actually mean by a fabrication shop. You know, that kind of ambiguous, and I wish he was here to address that.
Yeah.
But will that be brought up at the next meeting then, or?
It really depends on the will of this body. I'm inclined to deny it just because they're not here, but that's not up to me. And their application does not share very much information. It says custom fabrication shop. So that could be, as
It
you
could be
know,
a
that
lot.
could be anything.
Yeah. Well, you've got to be cognizant of all the residences in that area. You know, most of them are 2 families and some single families in that area too. So, you know, we don't need an automotive garage if that's what they're planning to do, or do other kind of work. So,
Understood, absolutely.
yep. So I guess, what's the next step? Wait to hear what he has, or, I mean, I can't really totally object to something I don't know exactly what he's doing to.
Right. Well, again, I think we were all hoping to hear from him, because if he's just doing metal work in his garage, that's one thing. It's different if he's making sculptures or something. But if he's working on cars, obviously the neighborhood wouldn't appreciate that, and that wouldn't be legal. So,
Right.
yeah,
Okay, well, thank you.
thank you. Councilor Bartley.
Madam Chair?
I hear you, Councilor Greenie. You can speak after Councilor Bartley.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks, Madam Chair. So I would kind of ask the committee to sort of either give this leave to withdraw, and, he'll have time until the next meeting on Wednesday to either come back to us with whether he wants to show up to the hearing or not. So you can always refer it back to committee if you want to. Just move this along. I would just say in your 4.8.2, paragraph 4, you certainly have, or it might be paragraph 2, you certainly have some leeway relative to this. His hours say 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Custom fabrication shop. I've been by the property a couple times. Listen, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. I'm just saying it's probably not the most well-kept property I've seen in Elmwood, not the most well-kept garage, and not the most stable garage I've ever seen in my life. I'm not an engineer, but I've been by the property. I didn't trespass. I just been knocked on the front door and walked around a little bit. So I made a good faith attempt to reach out to the petitioner. I've failed. I didn't call, but I certainly reached out a couple of times by knocking on the door and hitting the doorbell. So I would ask the committee to maybe just leave to withdraw without prejudice, and then ship it on to City Council, and then if he comes back to Jeff between now and then we can address it, okay?
Motion
That's
to
my
leave
thing.
leave withdraw. Well, wait, I'll make the motion after Howard, Councilor Green.
Councilor Greenie.
Yeah, I've been by that property on numerous occasions. I just want to reiterate what Councilor Bartley said. He's absolutely right. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Greenie.
First, I'd motion to close the public, I'm sorry, go ahead, Chair.
Jeffrey has his hand up. Did you want to add something?
Yeah, just technical question. If it goes back to city council and at that, we hear from him, and at that time the decision is made to send it back, would that require noticing a new public hearing?
That's a good question. I don't know. Councilor Bartley?
Well, here's what you can do. You can continue this public hearing to our meeting on Wednesday. So that'll obfuscate the need for any legal gymnastics on that score. So just make a motion, continue the public hearing to whatever date we're meeting, the 17th at 7 p.m. And
Creative idea.
either he does it, or he doesn't. And when it comes to the DGR committee, you can just make a motion, open the public hearing, and then if he shows up, fine. If he doesn't, just close the public hearing right then and there. That's my 2 cents. Toby, what do you think?
What? How can we leave a public hearing open and send it to City Council Wednesday?
You're continuing it to a date certain.
Right.
It's still a public meeting. So that's how you can. It's the exact same thing.
So,
It's a date certain.
right.
I mean, you can ask Mr. Bissonette if he's here, but I'm telling you,
He's here.
I'm positive you can do that.
We
but
have the power to
Hey, hold on. Councilor Bartley speaking. Thank you. Okay. Councilor Anderson Burgos?
we have the power to just close the public hearing. And listen, this is the second time. We don't need to, we're not doing him any favors if he's not doing himself any favors. So we could just close the public hearing and forget this. If he comes back, well, he
Right.
comes back, we do it all over
Well,
again.
I will entertain a motion.
Motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. And it looks like we're going to entertain a motion to give this item a leave to withdraw.
Motion to have this item leave to withdraw without no prejudice.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay.
I know. Okay.
Okay.
I don't, Mayor, Counselor? Motion to take up item number 4.
Second.
All in favor? Item number, sorry.
Yeah, we've got a communication, and we'd like to just give this leave to withdraw without prejudice.
Okay, so do we not have to open the public hearing at all since it's giving, yeah? So I would like to entertain a motion to open this public hearing.
So moved.
So item number 4, the public hearing is for a special permit application for the home occupation of Ellis Sussman and Tyrone O'Banner at 1 through 9 Martin Street. And this is for psychotherapy, psychiatric outpatient mental health practice per section 4.8.2. It's been continued from 8/4/25, and we have a communication. Counselor Sullivan, would you like to share that?
I'd have to go back online, but it's.
I can share it.
Yeah.
Okay. The communication is that Ellis Sussman is looking to have this application withdrawn without prejudice so that she can pursue an alternative route. So they're essentially withdrawing their application for this business. And since the public hearing is open, I will ask if anyone wanted to speak on this item before we close it. I don't see anyone online, and I see no one in the chambers. All right, so I will entertain a motion to close
Madam
this
Chair?
public hearing.
One hand did just come up.
Oh, okay. Of course. I didn't see it. Sorry about that. Mr. Zemrock? Or Mrs. Zemrock? Oh, you're muted.
Brianna?
Hello? Can you state your name and address? Yeah. We can't hear you quite yet.
Hello?
Hey!
Okay. So my name is Brianna Zimrock. I'm here with my grandfather, Walter Zimrock, who owns the house on Hitchcock Street, in addition to Brenda Zimrock. And also we have Tammy Patino, who resides on Westfield Road. So we were just, following up because we were not in favor of this, due to there being the school. And matter of fact, Tammy does have 2 small children who attend the school down the road. So she was concerned that, with this coming in, it could be a danger to her children. So I guess I just want to clarify if, with that being said, in the withdrawal, this will not be moving forward.
That is correct.
Thanks,
All
Juan.
right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak on this item? All right, seeing no one online and still no one in the chambers, I am entertaining a motion.
Motion to close the public hearing
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. And motion that the item be
Leave to withdraw.
leave to
without-
withdraw without prejudice.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. Entertaining number 5, please.
Motion to take up item number 5 for public hearing, to open a public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 5 is public hearing, a special application for home occupation of Kristen Fontaine for a cottage kitchen to bake bread at 1 Meadow Street for section 4.8.2. And do I see, I don't see Miss Fontaine in the chambers. And I don't see her online. If you're here and you can hear me, please speak up. Jeffrey, did you have any communications from her?
Yeah, she did email me earlier today just to confirm if the meeting was both in person and hybrid. So my sense is she's planning to be here, so perhaps she just got held up and didn't arrive yet.
Oh, that's too bad. Well,
Should we motion to table it?
we might have to because we need to keep moving. Yeah.
Motion to keep the public hearing open.
She just emailed me and said she's here.
Oh,
No, she's not.
Under what name?
Is she online?
I don't see anybody online with the name Kristen, so I'm not sure if she's there. Oh, she just arrived. There she is.
I still don't see. Do you see her?
I don't see her.
Oh, there she is. Ha. Hi, Kristen. We just opened your public hearing, and I was hoping you could speak on your business. You're muted.
Madam Chair.
Counselor Greenie?
Yeah, I've had all kinds of problems getting into this meeting tonight, so maybe there's a glitch in the equipment or something, because I tried for 20 minutes to get in, and I couldn't.
Okay, thank you for that.
Okay.
We do see her online, so we are being patient. Kristen, we see you, but we cannot hear you.
Hello?
Yes, Counselor Greenie.
I just hit the wrong button, sorry.
That's okay.
Kristen's on mute.
Yeah, I asked her to unmute. Here, you do it.
Kristen, could you unmute yourself so that we can continue, please? Everything is just going. Oh my God, just matches my back.
All right.
Oh, there we go. I think we have sound.
Can you hear me now?
Thank you. Yes.
Oh my God. So
Welcome, Kristen.
I am watching you on my iPad. I can't unmute it. You can't see me. So then I went onto my phone because you thought I wasn't here and had the hardest time trying to unmute
Okay.
it.
Do you have two things on? Because we have an echo from you now.
Yep.
So turn one of them off, please.
Damn. How do I? That better?
Yes, thank you. So tell us a bit about your business and, introduce yourself and give us your address, etc.
Okay, so, my address is Walker Street. Hold on, I'm still getting an echo.
Do you have two things on? Do you have two gadgets on? Because if you have
Yep.
two things running, you got to mute one of them or turn one of them off.
I got it. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. So I live at 1 Meadow Street. I'm so sorry, you guys. I live at 1 Meadow Street in Holyoke. I just recently got my cottage license, so the Board of Health came out, did the inspection. I got my permit to bake breads. So as far as I understand, everything is up and running, but it's just a matter of people being able to come to my home to pick up their bread. And so that's what this is supposed to be about, I thought.
Well, for a home occupation for your business, you need a permit, and that's whether or not people come to pick stuff up from your house. But we will need your hours of operation.
Okay, so I only have a bake day on Saturday, which means people would only come to the house to pick up bread between 12 and 5. And I did send photos of like where I live. So to show you, like, No, from my property line all the way to the dead end, because I'm the last house at the dead end. I have the garage there. There's nobody else. You know, and as of right now, like I'm not doing a whole lot because I'm, you know, just a lot of people don't know about me. So there's not like a big traffic flow or anything like that. I'm not on any main roads.
All right. And it sounds like, do you have any employees? I believe.
No, it's just me. So the cottage license is, you know, like I just bake sourdough bread out of my home, like sourdough bread and baked goods. And, you know, it's something, it was like a hobby I took up and wanted to learn to do it out of my sister's plant shop. And that just didn't like pan out. And then I just kind of fell in love with it, as well as, you know, being able to provide people with like healthy homemade bread that's good for you. And so also when the talk came up about having to deliver, you know, it's like, how can you possibly deliver this product and still keep it in an affordable range?
Right.
That was like a big thing. You know, sourdough is pretty expensive because I do it all by myself. It takes 36 hours to make a loaf of bread. And so if I have to use some kind of delivery service, now you're talking like, it's just not going to be affordable.
That makes sense. So your application says that you are open 12 to 4. Do you want it to be 12 to 4 or 12 to 5?
12 to 5, I think, is better because, so sourdough kind of, it's really hard to put like an exact time because I would have to bake in the morning. The bread would have to cool in order for me to be able to bag it up. And so I think 12 to 5 is a better time.
Okay, that sounds good. I just want to make sure that your application reflects the hours that you want to have. That's all. And so you have the Board of Health approval somewhere?
Yep, I already have my permit for the Board of Health, my ServSafe, my business license, my insurance. I even have an open air permit because I'm doing the Hoyoke Farmers Markets right now.
Cool. Could you provide that information and send it in so that we can have it for City Council?
What information?
Like the approval from the Board of Health specifically. I think that's what
Oh,
we're
like-
mostly concerned
So are you
about.
want like make a copy of the permit and send it in is what you're asking?
Yes.
Okay, and send it where?
You can send it to Jeffrey Anderson Burgos, and his email address is Anderson.
Hold on just one second. Let me just grab a piece of chalk.
It's okay. It's gonna be all right.
Okay, email address.
Anderson, Anderson Burgos, Burgosj at holyoke.org.
Is this he's been emailing me about
Yes,
this meeting?
absolutely.
Oh, I already have it, and everything's
Awesome.
actually already on my files, so. Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, because it sounds like everything's in order. You have all the things you need. I think all we needed was the operating hours. Is there anyone in the chambers who had any questions for Kristen and her business? Yes, sir.
Again, my name is Charlie Davignon. Not only own Davignon Properties, and I have properties on Meadow Street, in fact, right across the street. Kristen, hi, Charlie. I also sell real estate in town under Davignon Real Estate. My understanding of a home occupation permit was always limited to no intrusion from employees, signage, customers, what have you. Home occupation, my understanding again, and I like to do more research on this, meant if you're doing billing from your office or your home office, you're working to run your business, but not necessarily engaging traffic. She's planning to open right now, just that one Saturday. That particular end of the street is a dead-end street. I own the property right across at number 2 Meadow, and it's very tight and congested. And
Nope.
Pat and Rich Dupree also own next door. If I could just picture, if there's a number of cars coming, it's a dead end. And from Grant Street to the end of that street, and it is problematic to turn around. We've had it, and the street is narrow. My question again, outside of the traffic is, and I understand it's a DR zone, what are the limitations of a home occupation permit? Again, with many other properties I've dealt with, sold, or been involved with in the city, a home occupation permit allowed no employees, no parking, no signage, no customers coming in and out. She's virtually establishing a retail business there. And that I have a question about, not only for that area, but for a precedent of other people in the city I know who've applied for things like this. I'm looking at it from a objective point of view that may not be allowed in the zone or in a residential area to have an actual retail business. You know, she wants to have an open shop somewhere and a business and have a store rented for having picking up materials or her products, that's fine. But to operate a business in a residential zone, even with the DR designation, I think is questionable.
Understood. Thank you. So I have the home occupation ordinance in front of me, and it states that a home occupation may be allowed as of right provided that it's conducted solely within a dwelling and solely by the person or persons occupying the dwelling. Does not exhibit any exterior indication of its presence, so no signage. Does not produce any customer, client, student, or pupil trips to the site and has no non-resident employees. It has to be registered with the city clerk. And it may be allowed provided that it's clearly incidental and secondary to the use of the premises for residential purposes. It does not produce offensive noise, vibration, smoke, dust, odors, heat, lighting, electrical interference, radioactive emissions, or environmental pollution. It does not utilize exterior storage of material or equipment, including the parking of commercial vehicles. It has to be conducted within the dwelling or within the building accessory to a dwelling, solely by the person occupying the dwelling as a primary residence, and in addition to the residents of the premises, by no more than one additional employee who's not a resident, and does not exhibit any exterior indication of its presence or any variation from residential appearance except for a sign or name plate in compliance with this ordinance. So that's what the ordinance says. It does say you can have one employee. I can understand the concern about traffic. Her application does state that she expects maybe 10 people between 12 and 5 p.m. on a Saturday. So that could be people even visiting your house, I would think, but I don't know. Kristen?
Can I say something?
Sure.
Okay, so as far as Mr. Davion's property, his driveway is on the opposite street. It's not even on Meadow Street. When people turn around on my street, because I am the last house, they always use my garage and my driveway to turn around. And as you see from the photos, from my property line all the way to the end, there is no parked vehicles. My neighbor across the way, Rich, he has a double gate. So like there's private property signage on his gates. So nobody can park there. And so again, from my property line all the way to the end, there's no parking. So people would only park in front of my home. And again, it doesn't interfere with Mr. Davion's property because his is on the opposite road. And like you said, I mean, 10 people on a Saturday is people that could be here for a birthday party or whatever. So the congestion of my road is down because we have a couple multifamily houses. And so that doesn't have anything to do with me.
All right, thanks, Kristen. Councilor Anderson Burgos?
Hi, Kristen. Councilor
Hi.
Anderson Burgos here. My question is, when people come on Saturday, when people come to pick up their bread, will they have time slots? Like, will you give them like time slots
Not a bad idea.
to bring to come pick it up at this specific time? So, because if there's 10 cars, imagine all 10 cars coming out at once. I'm assuming that you'd have something set so that all these people don't come at once.
Right. So like right now, okay, so like let's say you place an order for 2 loaves of bread. I'm going to bake your bread and then I'm going to message you and say your bread just came out. I need 2 hours for it to cool and then you can come. And then I'm going to move on to the next order. Does that make sense?
That makes total sense.
yeah, and then once that is cooled, then I reach out to that person and I say, your stuff is done, come out and order, or come out and, you know, pick up your order. And so, no, there's no way for me to have 10 orders done all at one time because I can't bake for 10 people all at one time. I wish, you know, I would need like a brick and mortar and some kind of like commercial bread ovens to do something like that. And, you know, that's just not possible here in my little home. I work out of just a basic kitchen oven right now, and so I can only bake 2 loaves of bread in the matter of an hour. So, yeah, no.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other? Yeah, sure, Councilor Bartley.
Just directed right to just the chair of the committee.
Sure.
So, what you can, and I, you know, Charlie's such a well-respected person in the city. I just want to state that for the record. So when Charlie says something, I really sit up and listen generally. Relative to this petitioner, though, I think what the committee could do is you can always approve this with the hours and the date, 12 to 5, and you can condition to say any customers shall park in the petitioner's driveway. And they can go in there and not going to be spending any more than 5 minutes. They're just going to be picking up the bread and they're leaving, so as not to cause congestion. If the petitioner is okay with that on Saturdays, she can leave her driveway open for customers only between 12 and 5. Customers can pull into the driveway, do what they do, grab their bread, pay their money, and head to wherever they're going. And that should mitigate the issues about parking and about turning around, about stacking of cars on a tight street. And if that's okay with the petitioner, then you can condition it. If that's not okay with the petitioner, then I would say that I wouldn't be super warm to this, only because of, you know, traffic is always a major concern. And then lastly, just through the chair to my friend Charlie, there's nothing in the ordinance, Charlie, that says you can't have customers. So let me dispel you of that notion.
That's fine.
Okay, so I'm not interested in debate. I'm just telling you. So that wherever you heard that, that's wrong. You heard the chair read it. It's not in the ordinance. Okay, so you can have customers. You can have one limited sign, and the committee is going to make a determination about the size of the sign, if any. So it's not going to be, you know, neon, but it could be a small sign, and that's generally what we've done in my experience over the period of time I've been here. So those are my two. I think the committee's got their arms around it. I just think you got to figure out the whole part about the customer traffic and the customer flow, and if that works for the committee and if that works for the petitioner, I think you might have a winner.
All right, thank you, Councilor Bartley. Mr. Davignon, did you have another comment?
I'll just follow up the question, and I respect her efforts to do what she's doing, and I'm, you know, limited, okay, from 12 to 5 on Saturday. What happens when the business starts expanding and it catches on? And then she gets a call in the middle of the week saying, I really need some bread tonight, and she can't do it, but who monitors it? And is the permit issued on a yearly basis so that you can review it if there's any infractions or problems?
Yes.
I mean, you mentioned
they are
this
annual.
driveway. She really doesn't have a driveway. She has an apron to a 2-car garage.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a turnaround, and I've used it myself. I mean, there's no question. You get to the end of Meadow Street, city trucks you, everybody. You just turn around, you go back up. And she is correct that I really don't have a driveway. The tenant on our first floor kind of made one out of the back yard coming in from Columbia Street. But right now, I don't have the tenants have the cars, but we will, who park in front of our house because it's a street, which is directly across from hers. So again, my concern is establishing a foot traffic business in a residential area. And when she grows and has more, you know, where are the parameters or the restrictions to oversee growth if, you know, everybody gets into business? I mean, she ran a painting business out of that for years in the same house, which is fine. You know, I mean, I think she did all her painting outside of different properties. And if customers came, that's fine. But now she's bringing people to the house to pick up something that she's manufacturing in that house, which to me constitutes a business. And again, not only specific to this area, from other people I've dealt with over the years and other areas of the city and streets where people wanted these, you've got to protect the residential quality of any neighborhood in respect to the people who live around it. To open the door to business could open the door down the street for other things. So That's my only concern, and, you know, just, it's got to be monitored, and just some monitoring for growth potential that she has, which could interfere with everything in the area. So those are my concerns. Thank you.
Thank you. And I would just like to point out that, yes, it is an annual permit. So if she reapplied, she would go through the reapplication process, which should trigger anyone who has any issues to come forth and speak against at that time. So this is a public hearing, so notices went out, and it doesn't look like no one else is here to comment. So I just, wanted to point that out. And I think Councilor Sullivan had a question or a comment.
Nope, you covered it.
Oh, thank you. I'm a mind reader now. It's awesome. Kristen, did you have it?
No, I just wanted to say too, like, all the people who live around me are not here to say that they're against this. It's, only coming from a person who doesn't live here. And so I would just hope that would be taken into consideration. I do understand the possibility of like growing and it getting busier, but I mean, everybody would want that. And if something like that would ever happen, then I would probably have to get like a brick and mortar type of situation. I wouldn't be able to run something like that out of my home, but that's all I got.
All right. Thank you, Kristen. Does anyone else have any comments in the chambers, online? I don't see any hands up. No more bread talk. We good?
We're good.
Okay. All right. I will entertain a motion to close this public hearing.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. And I would entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the permit application for the home occupation.
And with the following conditions, that the operating hours be Saturdays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. and that you send in your permit and your Board of Health certificates in time for the next City Council meeting so that we have it in front of us. Is that okay, Kristen?
The next city
Yep,
council
sounds
meeting.
good. I'll email it to him right now.
Thank you.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so we'll send that to full council for approval.
Motion to take up item number 6 and open the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So item number 6 is a public hearing for a special permit application of Christian Carde Guzman to construct a front yard driveway at 203 West Franklin Street per section 6.1.8.1. Let's see. Is Mr. Carde Guzman? Is it Carde?
Carde.
Carde. Hi, Mr. Carde Guzman.
Hi.
Please introduce yourself and let us know what you're working on.
My name is Christian Carde Guzman, and I live on 203 West Franklin Street, and that's the corner with Linden Street. And I'm here respectfully to request the approval of the driveway permit. And I want to start by noting that the city officer, zoning officer, Davin Pasek, had already reviewed in favor of this request, and I'm grateful for his guidance through the process. And I'm simply here tonight to complete the formal steps and to share why this permit is so important for me. I respectfully request the approval for this driveway because right now, as a corner lot, zoning rules dictate that I can't have a driveway in the front of my house, and right now both corners are considered the front of my house. On the front side, also, I live on the corner, and there's a rule that I cannot park in the first 100 feet of the house or the street. That pretty much take all the actual front of my house. And while people can park on Linden Street, which is a one-way, that one is also like a very heavy. It's a traffic area. It comes all the way from Sahali. I think it's at 201, 202, which is crazy. All the trucks, all the cars. And I don't know if you notice or if you have drive by, but it comes to one lane at the end. And I park there in the corner, and I have to park actually kind of like behind my house, because if I park too close to the corner, my car get stuck, like like damaged by trucks or everything or anyone. It happened already twice, and I've been living there for 2 months. My car and then family member cars. I'm also a foster dad, and my age range is 0 to 4 years. And I have to, when I have kids, I have to make, like miracles or just wait until no one is coming, because again, like it's a little bit complicated, like unsafe to get this. The other 3 neighbors on the same corner have driveways. I have the space. There's a tree, but again, like I already have some conversation with the DPW and the zoning officer, and I have they already have put some kind of conditions to the construction of the driveway. In the copies you have how it will be constructed, and yeah, I think this is just a matter of safety and also a little bit of having some comfort when I get home and I can actually park inside my property instead of outside. It will also relieve people outside, because there's 2 families on the other side and with many cars, so it will relieve a little bit the area so other people can actually still park there. And yeah, I think that's why I'm requesting the permit.
Makes a lot of sense to me. Thank you, Mr. Cardi Guzman. This is a public hearing, so is there anyone who would like to speak on this item? Online? Nope. Any questions from the committee? I was at the planning office today, and there were no arguments against this, and it was explained to me that you wanted to put the driveway a little where the tree is in the side, but since the tree is there, you can't cut the curb because you got to remove that entire city tree.
15 feet from the from the tree. So and when I resubmit the application to DPW, it will reflect the change.
Right. But you have come up with a solution, and it looks like it's been approved everywhere else. So I think that's great. Do you have a question, Councilor Anderson Burgos?
No, I have a motion, but I'll wait.
Councilor Sullivan?
Madam Chair, I have a question.
Oh, sure. Can you wait a moment after Councilor Sullivan?
Sure.
Thank you.
I'm just curious, I don't see a sign off on the permit approval from the DPW.
Oh, it hasn't been approved from
Ah,
the DPW.
it hasn't been approved yet.
No, they are waiting for it.
So you need
Council
permission
to-
from us so that
Yes,
they will
so they
approve
can
it.
move forward.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay. Councilor Greenie?
Yeah, just quickly, Madam Chair, I don't have the plan in front of me. Is the driveway going to be on the Linden Street side or the West Franklin Street side of the dwelling?
It's on the Linden Street side.
The Linden Street side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Any other questions or comments? Is it safe to close this public hearing?
Motion to close the public hearing?
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And with that, this public hearing has been closed.
Motion to approve the special permit?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. We will send this to the full city council for a vote. Mhm.
Motion to take up item number 7.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So, item number 7 is from Councilor Anderson Burgos, ordered that the reverter requirement for the transfer of the property located at 689 Main Street, Holyoke, be removed from the conditions related to the transfer of the property from Jajan LLC to Richard Kowalski or his assignee for the development of self-storage facility. The city approved the transfer in May 2024. However, a reverter requirement was included. Let's see. Is that Mr. Kowalski? No. Oh, are you here on
Councilors,
his?
I'm here on Mr. Kowalski's behalf.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Can you state your name, please?
I will. Thank you. Good evening, councilors. My name is Jeff Fialki. I'm an attorney with Bacon Wilson, 33 State Street in Springfield. It is my pleasure to be here this evening on behalf of Mr. Kowalski, who's the principal of JLL Real Estate LLC, the prospective purchaser of 679 and 689 Main Street from JJAN LLC. I've got, quite a bit of background, but just at a 10,000 foot level, my client proposes to develop the site into a multi-million-dollar self-storage facility and has been before the city council on a couple different occasions in this regard. By further background, JJAN LLC, who again is my client seller, purchased the property at 689 Main Street in 2019 from the city of Holyoke for $40,000, which was a substantially discounted price. And in consideration for the discounted price, he had the contractual agreement to develop a particular project on the property, which project was never completed. The city secured JJAN LLC's obligations to complete the project by recording what was called a reverter agreement, whereby if the project wasn't completed and certain timelines weren't fulfilled, then the city could take the property by a reversionary interest, could actually deed the property back over to the city. The project was never completed, and JJAN never fulfilled those contractual obligations. The city never acted on the reversion. Bringing us forward, JJAN entered into a purchase and sale with my client for 679 and 689 Main Street. My client would be paying fair market value, actually a very high multiple relative to the $40,000 that had been paid to the city of Holyoke. They entered into that agreement in January of 2024, and we've been before the city council and in discussions with the city since that time. As was noted in the agenda item, the city council had approved the transfer, but with the reverter requirements in place. And really what the reverter does is there are certain requirements for timelines of construction, timelines of completion. There were sort of arbitrary timelines not tied directly to actual construction, the potential for delays, and the concern that my client has had, and actually many of his equity partners with whom he has tried to collaborate in this project, is that any misstep would result in loss of millions of dollars of investment in the property. So the request is that my client be able to move forward on this beautiful project. There are renderings that have been provided to City Council. It looks just absolutely beautiful for the neighborhood. Obviously would add to the tax base, but that he be able to do so in a way that wouldn't subject him to a reverter that really had no bearing on him. It wasn't because of him that it was ever in place. It was because of the prior project that didn't come to fruition. And my client wants to see this project all the way through, but again, has had the difficulties with this potential hanging over his head that the project could be revoked if he stubbed his toe on a timeline or something in that regard. And I obviously am happy to continue to speak and ask and answer any further questions.
Thank you, Mr. Fialki. Councilor Anderson Burgos, and since this was your order.
Yes, thank you. Attorney, what's his last name?
Fialki.
Fianchi. I just wanted to respect it. So, Attorney Fianchi, thank you so much. You're exactly one of the reasons why I filed this order. So this has been going on for years. There has been no development on this corner since, I don't know, like 6-7 years. It's just been dormant. And what it seems to be is that the city, I don't think intentionally, but made it difficult for the current owner to continue to progress that corner, to develop, right? It became difficult. So now we have a potential buyer who's willing to develop a state-of-the-art storage facility, which actually makes a lot of sense. Not to mention the current owner has been not only paying the taxes on that property, but the upkeep and the over $60,000 that he spent to remove the tanks that were there. That was also required. He spent over $60,000 to remove those tanks, and then some more to make sure that there was no contamination in the underground. So he's done his due diligence, and I would just like to see this develop finally and for good. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Anderson Burgos. Councilor Sullivan?
Yeah, Attorney Sianki, can you give us some examples of successful projects that have been completed by Richard Kowalski?
So my client has completed a number of self-storage facilities. There's some in Connecticut, there's others in Western Massachusetts. He's got 2 projects in Ludlow that have been completed. He's got a proven track record. He has financing in place, but for the resistance of some of the equity partners who would invest in the project, but are concerned about the fact that the project could be reverted again if there was any delay, which would be unintended, but is always possible in construction projects.
Yeah, I understand his concern. As long as I've been on the council, we've had many projects where the reverters have been continued and continued and continued, some for several years, and it's never been a problem extending deadlines. That's never happened to the best of my knowledge. And I've been on the council for 8 years now and involved for 10 years. So I know that doesn't, it speaks well for the city, it speaks well for our administration, for OPED. Our concern is, just like the previous one, and we've seen this happen with others, right? If the project doesn't go ahead, or just falls apart altogether, then the city has given up its right, its reverter. And as you mentioned, it was also sold at a considerable discount. Was that correct in hearing that?
Correct, Counselor. It was sold to the current owner, not my client. My client's paying fair market value. So he has all the vested interest, all the tailwind to complete the project. Otherwise, he's spending good money after bad. He is paying fair market value for the parcel.
Okay.
And even if it wasn't developed, which of course it will be, and that's all his intention, it's going to go on the tax roll at a much higher value because of the assessment and what he's paying for those parcels.
Thank you, Councilor Sullivan. Councilor Anderson Burgos?
Yeah, I also, for the record, I want to state, I don't know who would pay for property if there's no return. You see what I'm saying? Like, someone's willing to pay X amount of money to pay taxes on that property to not develop anything and not make money. That doesn't make sense. I understand exactly why the reverter needs to be removed. I've been looking into this for the past few months, and I mean, if any of my colleagues have any questions, please ask it now before City Council, because I can answer your questions. Or Attorney Fialki? Oh my God, I'm doing it again.
No, that's perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Better than my pronunciation.
Thank you.
It's not an
I
easy
hate
one.
butchering last names or names in general. But yeah, I have good faith in that this is going to go well. I would not put or stamp my name anywhere near anything that's going to be a hardship on the city.
Thank you, Councilor Anderson Burgos. Attorney Bissonnette?
Good evening. This comes from an RFP that the city let about 5 years ago now. And the current owner bid on that RFP. He was a successful bidder and took that property subject to the reverter. His intent was to combine that land with the lot next door that he also owns and which is also the subject of the current transaction. However, that was to create, build, and develop a cannabis project with new buildings. That secured funding, and then the funding fell apart, as I understand it. And so this lay dormant for about a year and a half to 2 years until Mr. Fialki's client entered the picture. Highly successful, great track record, should be no problem going forward. And I'm sorry to say that if we were able to rely on what we thought we had in May of '24 when I presented to you, along with the attorney from Mr. Fialki's firm, I think this building may be up by now. This is really a shame, because all this is a substitution of one project that was iffy to begin with another one that is financially secure, going to be a bigger tax bite to help the taxpayers in Holyoke, and there's absolutely no reason with the revised reverter in place to have any concerns on the city's part other than to give a green light and hopefully get this going. So thanks for the time. I just wanted to give you that background.
Thanks, Attorney Bissonnette. Any other questions from the committee?
That was good enough for me. I'd like to make a motion that the committee approve the transfer and remove the reverter.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, and with that, we will send to full city council with our unanimous approval from committee.
Thank you very much, councilors.
Thank you, Attorney Fialki. All righty.
Motion to take up item number 8.
Second.
Off
All
the
in
table.
favor?
Aye.
So, item number 8 from Councilor McGrath Smith. In order to declare parcel Holyoke Assessor's Map 144 Block 00 Parcel 057 on East Hampton Road, Holyoke, as a surplus property. The city has been approached by an abutter looking to purchase the property and to combine the lots and build a home on the same. The property is vacant and currently assessed at $8,500. So, Councilor McGrath Smith, I do not see online. I did meet in planning today to ask about this item, and I was told that it's an abutting property that was originally taken by eminent domain during the building of I-91, and that if we did decide to recommend that we sell the surplus property, we would want to make sure that we acknowledge that the property is no longer needed for public purpose, because the reason it was originally taken for is no longer necessary. So I just wanted to share that tidbit. And it was also recommended that, it would be recommended that the properties be joined, but that's something that would, that the new purchaser would have to do. So, and I don't see, Councilor Sullivan?
I have a question for Attorney Bissonnette.
Sure. Attorney Bissonnette?
Yes.
Yeah, hi, Mike. So we're just declaring it surplus. That's all we're doing. It would still have to go through the bid it doesn't guarantee this person's going to get it. It'd still have to go out to public bid, right?
No, this is an abutter sale, so that has different rules. It's usually conducted through the treasurer's office with the approval of the state. It's a way to get property back on the tax rolls by relatively small parcels. I'm not extremely familiar with this parcel other than to reiterate what the chair just said about it being formally a parcel or part of a parcel that was taken for I-91, 391. And so that's just remained dormant, and the abutter sought to buy it. So if we do make this declaration, we'll declare it surplus, state that there is no longer a public purpose, and agree to sell it to the abutter for the stated price. So that would be, I think that would be the appropriate motion, Mr. Sullivan.
Okay.
Thank you, Attorney Bissonnette. Counselor Sullivan, do you have anything else? Okay, thank you, Counselor Sullivan. Other questions? Did you have a question, Counselor Ocasio?
Nope.
Alrighty. Yeah, so the motion would be to declare this a surplus property. What's the will of the body?
Where's Juan? He's gone.
Yeah, he had an emergency.
I'd make a motion that we declare the lot surplus.
Okay, and so the motion is to declare this lot surplus, and I will read that since we're voting to recommend that the vote has to will include that this property is no longer needed for public purpose. So, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, and with that, we will send to full council to create a surplus property. And Juan is not here, so we got
Motion to take up item number 9.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item number 9, order that the city council authorize the sale of Holyoke Assessor Parcel 010-00-002 Cabot Street, Holyoke to Mr. Jose A. Santos Suarez for $1,000 after the property was declared by the city council to be surplus on October 6th in 2020. The city sent notices to the abutters. The property was available for sale. The city received a response from Mr. Santos Suarez as the only responding abutter. The property is valued under the procurement threshold. All right, and I would like to note that this property has already been declared surplus. So, let's see. So we are authorizing the sale. Mr. Santos, would you like to speak on this item? Just introduce yourself and your address and let us know what you're doing.
Good afternoon. My name's Jose Santos Suarez. I live at 120 Cabot Street. Trying to buy this property because there's no fence in the back or in the front. I got panhandlers going in there, sleeping, using the bathroom in there. Just trying to put a fence in the front, in the back, and possibly use it for parking in the winter. I know Cabot is kind of rough with the snow and stuff like that when they close one side of the street. So I got tenants too, so they could potentially use the driveway as well.
Awesome. And we did speak before, and you mentioned that you live in one row house and your brother lives next door,
Yes.
and that empty property is kind of in the middle.
So I own 120, 122, and then the driveway's in the middle. My brother owns 126 right next door, and actually me and my brother working a deal so I could purchase that one as well too. So
Oh, cool. And yeah, I noticed you also take care of the lot on the corner. That's
I do. It's a city lot,
a
but
city
I take
property.
care of it. I mow it. I do everything.
So it sounds like you're just trying to create some safety, some parking, and clean up that area and keep people from just trafficking through there. And you're already taking care of it.
Yep.
Do we have any questions from the committee on this?
Make a motion that we authorize the sale.
So moved. What? I'm sorry. Did you make a motion? Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you for your patience, Mr. Santos. We will send this to the full city council for the sale approval. City council meets next Wednesday instead of Tuesday this month. So it's in here, but it'll be Wednesday evening.
6:30.
Yeah. So, well, it's at 7 actually. So
7.
You can attend in person or online. It's up to you.
I'll be here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks for everything. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you.
Motion to take up item number 10.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're still here, guys, right? Okay. Item number 10. A order by myself ordered that the city council approves a resolution for the certified project application and special tax assessment, otherwise known as STA agreement, with AM Lithography Corporation for the purpose of the company's property acquisition and expansion in Holyoke. The acquisition, expansion, and STA apply to the following: 100 Appleton Street, 110 Appleton Street, and Appleton Street parcel 010. And the map and parcels are listed. Yeah. Hi, Aaron.
Hello, good evening, councilors. Busy agenda tonight, so thanks for all you're doing. Good to see those property sales go through. We're really excited about this. Obviously, we have a really great company right next door to this property that's looking to expand. When we got notice that Ederon was closing, we were definitely nervous about the size of that building and having another empty industrially zoned building. But thankfully, right next door, there was someone that was interested in purchasing it and expanding their business. So it's always great to see a Holyoke business want to continue and expand right here in the city of Holyoke. Many of us have been over there for a tour. If you've not been over to AM Litho, I highly recommend checking out. Again, another great company and items that you'll see in and around where you shop. You might be surprised, again, at the kind of things that we're putting together here in Holyoke. So this is an STA, a little different than a TIF or a tie for a housing. This is exactly the same model that was used 8 years, how many years ago? 20 years ago. 20 years ago when AM Litho first came in. So obviously they would still be paying property tax on their current property. An STA does allow that first year of no taxes and then builds it back in on the schedule for 5 years. And so this is, again, in working with John Dijek, working with the owner of AM Litho, as well as the treasurer and our assessors, this is the preferred schedule. And again, mirrors what was done 20 years ago. So again, our main objective was to not see this building empty, and it looks like we won't see it empty for very long. And this is, again, one of those few tools in the toolbox that we have here to attract businesses, retain businesses, and again, keep these investments going in the city. So again, in my office, as you know, John Dijek has this program up, so he's here if he has any questions. And of course, Jamie from AM Litho is here as well, another great business owner here in the city, and we're happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions from the committee? None? Oh, Councilor Sullivan.
I thought you did.
No.
I would speak if I had something to say.
I just would like to speak in favor of it. AM Litho also has a large facility in Chicopee. They could expand in Chicopee. They're expanding in Holyoke. I am all for that. Thank you very much. And we're glad to see this happen.
I would make a motion. I'm just waiting.
Yeah, it seems like everything was said. I always like to hear just a little explanation for the public, because I always mix them up, the difference between the TIF and a TIF and an STA. Just briefly.
Yeah, so briefly, a TIF is what we use for a tax increment financing plan for businesses. Usually we may have them pay 80% or maybe only 20% that first year and then incrementally build in the new value. They always pay that base value. A tie agreement is the same thing, but for housing. You've approved housing. You've approved tie agreements for housing production, which is how we get the HDIP awards. $2 million for Open Square, almost $1 million for 174 Lyman. So those are the same. Where they don't go to zero that first year. They might be at 10% or 20%. An STA allows that first year to be zero taxes. It allows the business to get their bearings, pay all those construction bills, because even though this is a really great building and is currently occupied at Ederon, there's a lot of maintenance that needs to be done to that building, a lot of upgrades. So giving the business that first year to say, okay, they can plan, they can work in their taxes, and then obviously, as we know, once he does those improvements, that value is going to go up. So again, having that other couple of years afterwards to build in that new value allows the business that runway to get going and get the business going. So the main difference, again, John, feel free to correct me, is that an STA allows that first year to be zero. A tie or a TIF does not.
Thank you.
Thumbs up.
Special tax agreement?
Yeah.
Assessment. Special tax assessment.
Special tax
Almost
assessment.
there. Right.
And Jamie, if you wouldn't mind, what do you guys do at AM Litho?
Thank you. We're manufacturers. So for the facility in Holyoke, we make packaging. So we make packaging for national companies. We work with a lot of spirits companies, a lot of cosmetic, any consumer product goods, really. I welcome you guys to come by and check it out.
That'd be cool. And I heard there's some talk of possibly moving to Holyoke completely.
Yeah. We've been operating out of two facilities for 17 years now. We've outgrown both facilities. It's been really challenging. You know, there's a lot of chaos and confusion working out of two facilities. So we're going to start with the transition of our Holyoke facility on 50 Appleton, and after that, we're going to start piecemealing Chicopee over.
That's cool.
We welcome you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
One other thing I would add, and I do encourage you to.
Aaron, stop while you're ahead. I'm
I know,
just
real
kidding.
quick, I know, real quick.
I'm kidding. I'm
Real
kidding.
quick, and if anyone, obviously, I know Councilor Sullivan can make the contact, but obviously, any council is welcome to use our office to make contacts with businesses if you want to do business tours. They've got a great, the last two things I'll say is they have a great balance of a lot of employees, the sort of traditional entry-level positions as well as upper positions, but also some automation. So they're really investing in technology, and that's really why they need more space, right? Because these machines take up space. So it's great to see that additional investment, again, which will, of course, increase his assessed value. And the last thing, you'll see his signs around. He mentioned some things. He's also a great business partner with other businesses, including Universal Box Company. I'm not saying the name right, but so that he partners with other companies in Holyoke. And if you ever see the Mr. Beast candy bars, they make the wrappers right here in Holyoke. So.
Ah, cool. Fun facts. Cool. I love it. All right. Thank you.
Oh.
I might as well say a few things.
Yes, please.
You spent all
Say
that
something.
time.
John Dijak, and it's been a pleasure to work with Jamie. When his father started the company, when they first looked at Holyoke about 20 years ago, the council was very supportive. So this is great. 20 years have gone by, and they're still growing and have been a great company in the city. But I did want to mention just two things. One was back in July, we were able to tour the company with Mayor Garcia, and this project and this tax incentive was considered with Mayor Garcia, and he is supportive of it. There's a letter in the packet, quite a bit of information, but I also wanted to mention, in addition to the approving the agreement, there's a resolution that would go with it, so I would request that the council committee consider that resolution also along with this, so thank you.
Absolutely. That is in our packet. And I did want to just say that after speaking to Mr. Dijak today and hearing that you've already seen this movie and done this dance, I'm impressed that you did this already in 2007. You know how to do it. You have been successful. So it's an easy thing for me to support, especially since you've done this before. Councilor Anderson.
I'm going to make the motion if everyone's all set with speaking. Yep. So I'm going to make the motion to approve the resolution for the certified project application and special tax assessment, also known as STA.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We will send this to the full council. Thanks so much for your time.
Motion to take up item 11 off the table.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So, order by myself that the city council authorize the sale of Holyoke Assessor's Parcel 0060812 at 106 Pine Street in Holyoke. That's you? That's me. Okay.
Last, and I'm all alone. I'm all alone.
Sorry. It's Holyoke, Mass. Mr. Alan Schneider, or his nominee for 5,800. After the property was declared by the city council to be surplus in February 5th, 2019, the city sent notices to the abutters that the property was available for sale, and the city received a response from Mr. Schneider as the only responding abutter. The property is valued under the procurement threshold. This is in the BH zone, I believe, and is already declared surplus. Mr. Schneider, welcome.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here. I think.
Who are you again? Sorry.
My name
Where do
is
you
Alan
live?
Schneider. I live up in Franklin County in Conway.
Okay.
But I own 102 Pine Street, and I run my business out of there. When the parcel came up for sale, the idea of reducing my commute from 45 minutes to 15 seconds was very appealing, as well as there's other advantages to having the building right next door, granting of easements to the building that houses my business, so on and so forth. So I jumped at the chance. My offer contained most of my admittedly vague plans for the property. I do want to put a residence on it. At the moment, my resources only allow for a single family. I know that the city is very interested in infill and in multifamily units. But if my business grows, as I hope it will, the idea of having extra square footage for cold storage to take a little pressure off the main building that houses the business is also very appealing. So, do you have any questions for me beyond that?
So I'm looking, so you live at, you own 106 Pine
I own 102.
You own 102,
The
so
old-
that's the building, right? Okay, I'm
The
just
old,
looking.
Sexton Roofing Warehouse.
And 106, is that this row house building? That's this one?
Yeah, it was a multifamily
But it could
building,
be-
and it was torn down about.
Oh, so it's empty lot yet? Okay.
Yeah, it's an empty lot, but
So it's the old
it was a
image.
former
Yeah.
multifamily residence.
Okay, cool. Just
It was torn down
clarifying.
maybe 15 years ago. Everett told me maybe 15.
All right, yeah, Google needs to update. I thought they do everything.
No, actually, if you go online, if you go on the Google Street Maps, you can still
You see
Google
the old
Street View,
building.
You see
yeah.
the old building.
Yeah, that's what I usually look up. Do we have any questions from this committee? No.
Nope.
I don't have any questions. I think it's great that you want to buy this lot and do something with it. It's
Awesome.
wonderful.
I do have a question.
Yes, please.
I've never bought a property from a municipal entity, so I'm not sure where in the process we are vis-a-vis a usual process. Like we're still in the offer stage,
Right.
And then after this, if you guys approve and council approves, then we go to the P&S stage. I get a chance to do my research, my due diligence, and
So yeah, we would just approve
We're approving the
you
sale.
being
That's what I
allowed to
thought.
buy
It's
it,
nice to
but
have
you
it
don't have to buy it. Yeah, and that would go through our legal department. We don't have anything to do with that. So we're just here to approve the ability for you to purchase the
Great.
property.
so we're still at the very beginning of the
Yes.
process.
We're low on the totem pole here. So,
Great.
Any other questions?
I would just
Oh,
say,
Councilor
as
Sullivan.
as the only responding abutter,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, no problem. It might solve a lot of my problems. So I'm happy to take
Good.
advantage of it. Honestly.
So I would make the motion that we authorize the sale.
Second.
Okay.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so that's
All right.
approved unanimously by this committee. We will send it to the full city council for a vote, and then you can continue working with the law department.
And then we're still at the beginning.
Yes.
Oh, they haven't said go.
Great. I'm not in a hurry. If we're still at the beginning, that's great.
Yeah.
All right.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
You too.
Up. Last but not least.
Motion to take up item number 12 off the table.
Thank you, John. Good night.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So this is a item from the Department of Conservation and Recreation for 957 Homestead, Chapter 61A notice. So this is just a notice to receive, I believe. Unless we have some discussion.
Yeah, it just says there was a clerical error when this 25 by 125 strip was transferred to a neighbor in 2002 without waiver. I'm just reading what
Yeah, I mean, I would entertain a motion to receive this.
Yeah,
and
motion
send
to
us-
receive.
I'm sorry. Yes, Jeff?
Madam Chair, so there's the back page is an option where you could make a motion to like definitively say that the city is not exercising its option.
Oh, okay, since it timed out.
Yeah, because, well, if you allow it to time out, it would essentially have the same effect, but if you make a motion that allows them to move faster because the council has exercised its, or has decided not to exercise its option.
Okay, thanks for that, Jeffrey. That's very helpful. So I guess we want to entertain that motion. Who wants to read it out, or should I?
Read it out and then somebody can make a motion.
Okay, so the recommendation is to, the recommendation says, upon review of this notice of intent to sell, the Holyoke Conservation Commission voted unanimously 7-1 at their August 14th, 2025 meeting to recommend that the mayor and the city council formally decline to exercise the city's MGL Chapter 61A option, which would allow the sale as proposed proceed with due haste. The land in question has already been developed and as it exists would not be eligible for Chapter 61A as there is now a residential structure on the property. While the Conservation Commission recognizes the importance of preserving agricultural land in Holyoke, exercising this right of first refusal would inflict more damage than benefits. All right, that's the recommendation from the Conservation Commission.
What you think, Mike?
I'm trying to think of the proper,
Right.
the proper
Reinstated.
motion to accept the recommendation of the Conservation Commission and
As written.
not exercise our first right of refusal.
I'm gonna put that right in the notes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, and with that, we have received and accepted the recommendation of the Conservation Commission, and
Motion to adjourn.
Nope.
Psych.
Yeah.
Psych.
I would like to
I
make.
tried.
I know.
I would like to make a motion to take up item number 23 off the table.
From late on the table.
Lay on the table.
Item 23. I gotta get over there.
How far is it?
It's just not on my agenda that I have here. Oh, here it is. Item 23. Do we have a second?
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right?
All right. Item 23 has been taken off the table. And item 23, let me read. It's easier to read over here. Item 23 is the order by Jordan and Vacon on 6/17/25. Ordered that the following resolution of the City Council be adopted and a copy be transmitted to the Department of Homeland Security and our federal delegation in White House. It shall also be used by all departments of the city with their applications for federal funds and grants when necessary. It states Holyoke is not a sanctuary city, that Mayor Garcia has publicly declared that it's not a sanctuary city. The City Council hereby declares Holyoke is not a sanctuary city. It's a little redundant, huh? Holyoke adopted Ordinance 2-68. No elected official, department head, or other city employee shall issue any order that shall knowingly violate or any law or regulation of the federal, state, or local government, or the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, or the Charter of the City of Holyoke, or any lawful order of a court competent jurisdiction. No such order given shall be valid or shall be enforced by the City of Holyoke or its departments. Also states to the extent Holyoke has been deemed a sanctuary city by the federal government for failing to comply with any federal law or regulation, that Department of Homeland Security should notify the Holyoke City Council and Mayor for a specific violation and what steps are needed to remedy. And the City of Holyoke and all of its employees and agents hereby agree to fully comply with all federal laws and regulations. To the extent the city, its employees or agents have or are violating any federal law or regulation, they shall immediately cease and fully comply. City of Holyoke requests removal from any identification of our city as a sanctuary city by any federal department or agency. All right, that was a mouthful. So, Councilor Sullivan?
I'm fine with this. I'm ready to make a motion unless anybody has anything else to say or debate about it.
Well,
So, Councilor Anderson Burgos?
So I would like Councilors Jordan and Councilor Vacan present since it's their order. So normally when I file an order, I want to be present before a motion is made. So I would consider tabling this until both councilors are here to speak on this matter.
Thank you, Councilor Anderson Burgos. And this is just my humble opinion, I think pulling it off the table to get it on the agenda is a fine way to deal with it. It was administratively laid on the table because this committee didn't act on it within 45 days. I have been in touch with one of the makers of the order, and mentioned that I would put it on the October agenda because tonight's was so full. So that being said, I would definitely support tabling it. I think if there's a discussion to be had, there are a lot of people who may want to weigh in on this. It's not a small topic, and I don't think it could be easily just sent and moved along, but that's just what I think.
Well, I've also talked to both the makers. They'd be fine with seeing it moved forward as is to the full city council, and they didn't have much else to add or debate or discuss about it, and they would both like to see it on the next council agenda.
And I would like to see them here to discuss it.
Motion to table?
Motion to table, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nope.
Say your vote, please.
Nope.
So that's 2 yeas and 2 nays, so that doesn't pass. So it's not tabled.
So
So it's just going to go back and forth.
Yeah, we're gonna go back and forth.
What's the next motion, please?
make a motion to approve the resolution and move it to the full city council.
All in favor?
All right?
All opposed?
No.
No? So we're just going to do
We're gonna
this
go back and forth. No, I want them here. It's not gonna happen that way.
I mean, I think this is a pretty big topic.
Yep.
I think if people want to discuss it, it should be discussed in committee. I don't think we want this discussed in the full city council all night.
Right.
That's just my opinion. And that's what committees are for. Counselor Murphy Ramboletti, you have been here, and I kept meaning to acknowledge your presence, and I am really sorry, but I did see you.
That's all right. I have been tuning in. I guess I just all I wanted to say is that, like, I think it's kind of wild that we wouldn't really have any discussion on it here, and that makes me feel like we're going to have a full hour and however long discussion about it. So I think it's kind of disappointing that we are not, like, just to do it this way, and not give, I mean, that's why we refer things to committee, but that's just my opinion. It shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that I don't want to use the full council meeting for this, but that's up to everyone else. So I just felt like I should say my piece, and make sure that the public knows it's actually going to be on the agenda, but that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Murphy, President Murphy Ramboletti. I would just say that, again, I did reach out and mention that I'd be happy to put it on the October agenda. At this point, it's automatically on the October agenda for this committee, so.
So, my feeling is I've watched the full council debate for an hour who sits where. This is something of national attention right now throughout the whole country. We've had people here protest in front of City Hall tonight.
It's true.
And I think to have the debate with all councilors present in the full council would be appropriate.
Hold on.
Why send it to committee?
Councilor Murphy Ramboletti, did you have your hand up again?
Yeah, so I guess I was just going to say, like, I've also heard about counselors debating other things for over an hour, so I'm well aware of that. And since I don't usually participate in debate, consider this me telling everyone that I will not be voting in favor of this if this is how we want to do it. And I don't really believe that this is something I'm going to vote for. So since I don't get to really participate in the over an hour discussion that happens in council chambers, I would just want to make that super clear where I stand and then let you guys do what you got to do. So that's all. Thank you.
I also think that if it were on the agenda, people would be here to discuss it. I don't know. That's just me. People come to the meetings that they are available for and that have items on the agenda that they want to, see. So I think Councilors Jordan and Bacon probably would have been here if the item was on the agenda. But it wasn't. And now, I don't think it's fair to send it to the full committee and then use the seating debate from the first meeting 2 years ago, because I think we've come a long way. And I think the president's made it pretty clear she'd prefer not to see us debating in city council. So, and I don't know what to do because I'm not voting to send it to city council.
Me neither. We could stay here all night. It's not fair.
And unfortunately, Councilor Devine is not present because she would break this tie one way or the other, either to send it or to keep it.
So let's send it to council.
I think it's unfortunate that we don't care how the president feels about debating on the floor. I think doesn't show a whole lot of respect either.
Yeah.
We constantly debate many, many, many subjects.
No, we don't.
I threw
Some
one
people
out. I threw one out for an example.
Okay.
But
The whole purpose,
Counselor Anderson Burgos?
thank you, for the whole purpose to have committee meetings or committee hearings and to discuss items on the agenda is to have them discussed here, not to just pull them off from late on the table and then send it straight to city council, right? The full city council for a full-blown conversation when we know this is a very touchy subject across America. This deserves the right way, and the right way is to have that discussion in committee. This right here, what I feel is the rug being pulled under people's feet, and it's not right and it's not fair. I'm just stating that for the record. And anyone voting to try to send it to full city council should be ashamed of themselves.
well, that was a direct
Counselor-
shot at me, Counselor
Counselor
Burgos.
Sullivan.
And thank you for that.
Yeah, we're not here
And-
to do all that.
One at a time, please. One at a time, please.
Kevin does it all the
One at a
time.
time, please.
Everybody does it all the time.
Please. Any other comments?
Yes.
Counselor Sullivan.
To Counselor Burgos's point, it is of national.
Burgos, please.
Stop it.
Counselor Anderson Burgos' point, it is one of national importance, and it should not be discussed in a committee. Something of this much importance should be the time spent and addressed in the full council, in public, right? And this would be proper notice. Everybody will know that it is on the next council agenda, just as much as they would know if it was on in October or November or December.
Thank you, Counselor Sullivan. So I feel like this should be a committee discussion and that we should invite everyone in the community. We should invite people who this affects. This talks about the first 3 points say that Holyoke is not a sanctuary city. So I think there could be some discussion about the wording on this, which would also happen in committee. I don't know. It's a committee item, and we don't have the votes to keep it here or push it forward. But I'm not gonna vote to make the next city council meeting strictly about this order. I just think that's ridiculous, and that's what's gonna happen if it goes to the full city council. And I think giving people a full month notice is even better than letting them know now that it'll be on next week's agenda. So if you want to make the argument that giving people more time is appropriate and so that they can attend a meeting, they would have plenty of time to attend an October meeting. We could invite anyone involved. We could invite the mayor. We can invite, departments that would be affected by this. We're talking about sending things to Homeland Security. Would we want to invite our state rep? Would we want to invite our senator? Would we want to invite the chief of police? Because this talks about budgets and how money is spent and how, departments are supported. So I don't know. I just think that's a lot to cover in a city council meeting that already has a full agenda. I don't think it's a bad idea to have a separate meeting just for this topic if you want, but somebody else can organize that. Or we can have one meeting where this is the only agenda item. I think that's okay too, but I don't think city council is the place to have this take up the whole evening. I just don't.
Well, in deference to the fellow members of the committee here that want to go home tonight, and the fact that I have to get up very early in the morning, I will not make us sit here all night stymied.
That's appreciated. So what's the motion?
Motion to table.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Any opposed?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thank you. My computer almost died. Jesus.